Alright, so in another video I talked about my split getting kind of off because we had too much stuff going on, so I switched my Tuesday rest day to Monday, blah blah blah. But I think that's just going to be the new order of things because it seems like Mondays are just super busy for us with appointments for the kids and stuff. So I guess Monday's the new rest day instead of Tuesday. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. But yeah, I'm just hanging around, going insane because I can't lift. If I could do it every day, I would. But I learned my lesson the hard way. You need rest days, or you're going to wake up and your entire central nervous system is working against you. Your body doesn't know the difference between mental stress and physical stress. So if you've got both, it's hard on you. It is, and eventually it will catch up. So obviously, take rest days. I used to only take one, and then I decided to take two. Occasionally I will skip that second rest day and hit arms or something, but later on that next week that catches up to me. So I think 2 days is where I'll sit at with the rest days. But I was just talking to my buddy last night about this. He was telling me, he said, "Whew, I'm tired. I just got done lifting for like 3 hours." And I was like, 3 hours? He said, "I think I'm getting smaller though." I said, "Yeah, I bet you are." Because he's making really good progress, but hasn't got his diet in check yet. I was like, "You need to be eating this much protein per pound of body weight, blah blah blah." You know, the stuff everyone says. But I said, I used to do the same thing, man. I would train for 2.5, 3 hours, and I was overdoing it. I was overtraining. And if you're training with intensity, you can't go, you're not going 2-3 hours. Most of mine end up around an hour and a half, and that's still, by a lot of people's standards, too much or overtraining. But I do like really short rest periods because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time to get into the gym. And so the hour and a half is those are the longer ones. Some of them I can get done in 45 minutes because I do not rest very long. That's like a whole style of training, I guess, where, okay, your first however many reps are junk volume, right? And it's those last ones that count. So the theory is if you were to jump right, only rest like 30 seconds or even less and jump back in, you get to those last reps quicker. Those effective reps, the ones that'll stimulate growth. I don't know how true it is. Anything you look up online, any question you have, you will get 5 different absolute and conflicting answers. People like, this is absolutely the way it is, you're wrong, blah blah blah. There's commonalities and kind of fundamentals that are true no matter what. But what works for you might not work for someone else. What works for me might not work for you. You've got to find what is sustainable, effective, and works with your schedule and what you got going on. And if you need to change a couple things around in your life to to make that happen, do it. But yeah, there's overtraining is a big thing. Like I said, I used to just absolutely destroy myself and wonder why I wasn't growing. I wasn't recovering. You can't recover if you're going to failure every set and you're training for 3 hours you're probably using some pretty lightweight, and I don't judge people for what weight they use. I do both. I do heavy low reps, and I do high reps, high volume, low weight. I do both. I feel like it's silly to exclude a tool from your toolbox, and all these things are just tools that we use. So why would you limit yourself to one or the other when you can do a little of both? I usually do like my heavy stuff first, and then I'll start doing drop sets or lighter weight and higher reps for the pump. And I just feel like both can stimulate growth. But yeah, if you're training like 3 hours and you're not eating enough, it's going to be counterproductive. You're going to go catabolic eventually. And when I told him that, he already got back to me within like a day or two and was like, man, I started eating more and training shorter periods but harder. I said, slow your reps down, go to failure. And he said, I feel so much stronger, and I already feel like this is the right thing to do. I was like, yes, that's because it is. But like I said, even me saying that, that's not an absolute. He may respond better to higher volume, but I still feel like if you're doing 3 hours, it's a little into overtraining territory. But anyways, yeah, I busted out this old mask. This is like the second or third one I made back when I was making and selling them. I've had a couple people say, oh, I love your mask. I used to make and sell these. I have a art Instagram. It's Euphoric Parasite Studios, and unfortunately I haven't posted on it in about a year and a half, 2 years. Like, actually, well, no, I have, but I used to post every day, and it slowed down to about once every 6 months or something. But all of my art is on there. I do traditional and digital, and I make masks and little sculptures and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I used to make and sell these. This was done with a cheap like Chinese blank that you would order on eBay. There's a great channel, Big Hush, that kind of inspired me to start doing them, and inspired me to do this exact mask, actually. But yeah, I used to make and sell them. Just time, I haven't. Like, time and how busy I am, my schedule, I just have not had the energy to do anything except for lift, take care of my family, and work. So, and eat. But yeah, this is not exactly the most comfortable mask because these are real nails, and the only thing stopping the pointy end from jabbing into my face are some dollops of hot glue. So it's not exactly comfortable, but I love Hellraiser, obviously. I love Jason and Friday 13th, so I think it's cool. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling, and hopefully this is decent. All right, so just got back, finished up PM cardio, and while I was doing that, I was trying to think of points I could make here. I brought up the PM cardio the other day and why I do it in the evening and blah, blah, blah. One thing I didn't mention is I'm not like running. Generally I do low intensity, steady state cardio. One, it's easier on your joints. Two, I personally think it's the best for burning fat. I feel like running and that's better for like heart conditioning, like conditioning your heart and all of that, and your just your ability to do cardio. But as far as like keeping fat off, I personally believe low intensity, steady state cardio is the best, which would be walking. But obviously, you know, I do the rucksack too. And, but even when I'm doing that, I'm still just walking. A lot of times I am pushing my client in his wheelchair, so that adds even more to it. But yeah, I just do low intensity, steady state. And I know there's going to be people that are like, that's not correct, because anything you say about fitness online is going to get torn apart, and you're going to be told you're wrong and blah, 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 blah. So let me restate that this is my opinion. It may not work for you. You may do better with something else. But that's how I lost the weight was, well, one, I was eating in too extreme of a deficit, and I was doing cardio like that every single day pretty much. Maybe like 1 or 2 days of the week I wouldn't. But yeah, I lost 100 pounds in 7 months doing that, which again, I do not recommend anybody do, because I lost every bit of muscle I might have had under that fat. But I just thought it was important to mention that. So like nobody thinks I'm out there like running for hours on end. That's not what I do. But yeah, low intensity, steady state, I think that's the best for burning fat. Boy, I'm going to try my damnedest to stop saying okay at the beginning of every clip. I'm also trying to work on saying every couple words. Just something I noticed that I do, and it kind of takes away from the videos. But I wrote some stuff down. I'm going to see if this is any better with some talking points. I wanted to talk about what lifting did for me, because it completely changed my life. It changed my whole mindset. Lifting taught me that you can accomplish almost anything if you put in the work and you're consistent. You just keep going for that goal until it becomes a reality. It taught me that nothing worth having in this world comes without hard work, sacrifice, and some pain. I know it probably sounds cheesy, but it's true. Lifting showed me that, and because of that, I applied that to other parts of my life. I'm changing my job. It's still the same job, but I'm cutting out my bosses basically and became my own boss. That starts October 14th. I'm jumping from $12.75 an hour to $28.60 an hour. So that's going to open a lot of possibilities for me and my family, but I wouldn't have gone after that if I had never started lifting, because I tried to avoid any discomfort. And it's kind of weird that I got super into lifting, because I used to hate gym class. Like I said, I never wanted to be uncomfortable, and I would do anything to avoid being uncomfortable. But when I started lifting and I started seeing results of the work I was putting in, it clicked. something clicked in me, and it changed my whole worldview. Became well, in some ways, a more positive person. In other ways, well, I guess you could decide if this is positive or negative. I don't put up with people's shit anymore. And I used to to avoid conflict, I wouldn't say anything, and I would bottle stuff up until I exploded. Now, if I feel like you're mistreating me or somebody I love, I'm going to speak up. You're going to know about it. Life is too short to be holding everything in. You can only do that for so long until it starts eating away at your own mental health. So you could try not to offend people or upset them all you want, but you're going to be harming yourself in the process. But yeah, if you keep putting in the work, you can accomplish just about anything. You just don't give up.